Did you know that a simple natural ingredient added to your daily water could help clear toxins from your lungs and improve your breathing capacity? It's true, and what's most surprising is that this powerful respiratory cleanser costs mere pennies per day yet works more effectively than many expensive supplements. While millions of Americans struggle with congestion, persistent coughs, and diminished breathing capacity, researchers have discovered that adding just a small amount of this remarkable substance to your drinking water could transform your respiratory health in as little as 2 weeks. What's truly astonishing is that this lung-supporting ingredient has been used in traditional medicine for centuries, yet most doctors never mention it to their patients. The best part? Many people report feeling a noticeable difference in their breathing after just 7 days. Today, you're going to discover exactly what this powerful natural addition is and how to use it properly for maximum lung cleansing benefits. Because when it comes to breathing freely and protecting your respiratory health, this simple water enhancement could make all the difference between struggling for each breath or enjoying the clear, effortless breathing you deserve. Take a moment right now to notice your breathing. That gentle rhythm of inhalation and exhalation that sustains your life every moment of every day. Most of us never think about our breathing until something goes wrong. Perhaps you've noticed yours becoming more labored over the years. Maybe you've developed that annoying morning congestion that takes hours to clear. Perhaps you find yourself coughing more frequently or becoming winded after activities that once caused no trouble at all. If any of this sounds familiar, you're certainly not alone. For millions of Americans, especially those over 50, declining respiratory function has become an accepted part of growing older. We've been led to believe that our lungs naturally accumulate environmental toxins and lose capacity with each passing year, and there's little we can do about it. But what if that commonly accepted wisdom isn't entirely accurate? What if the respiratory challenges you're experiencing aren't simply an inevitable consequence of aging, but rather a reflection of how modern lifestyles have disconnected us from simple natural remedies that have supported lung health for generations? This is where this remarkable water addition offers such a powerful source of hope. Throughout history, traditional healing systems from around the world have recognized certain natural substances that help maintain respiratory health by supporting the body's own cleansing mechanisms. One substance in particular has been prized across cultures for its unique ability to help dissolve mucus, reduce inflammation in airways, and support the natural detoxification processes that keep our lungs functioning optimally. Modern research is now validating what traditional healers have known for centuries, that this simple addition to daily water consumption can have profound effects on respiratory health. What makes this information so valuable is that this isn't a complex medical intervention or expensive treatment. It's a simple, natural addition to something you already consume every day: water. And unlike many health protocols that demand significant lifestyle changes, this approach requires minimal effort yet offers potentially transformative benefits for your respiratory system. Today, you're going to learn about a water enhancement that could help restore your breathing capacity and protect your lung health for years to come. To understand why this water addition works so effectively, we need to first understand what happens to our respiratory system over time. Your lungs are constantly exposed to environmental pollutants, from vehicle emissions and industrial chemicals to household cleaning products and airborne particles. While your lungs have remarkable self-cleaning mechanisms, these systems can become overwhelmed by the sheer volume of toxins in modern environments. Additionally, as we age, the tiny hair-like structures called cilia that help sweep mucus and trapped particles out of our airways become less efficient. This combination of increased toxic exposure and diminished natural cleansing creates the perfect conditions for respiratory decline. The natural ingredient we're discussing is organic apple cider vinegar with the mother, the cloudy sediment that contains beneficial enzymes and bacteria. When properly diluted in water and consumed regularly, this remarkable substance supports respiratory health through several important mechanisms. First, it helps maintain the optimal pH balance in your body, which can reduce inflammation throughout the respiratory system. Second, its natural acetic acid content helps break down thick, sticky mucus that can accumulate in airways. Third, it contains specific compounds that support your immune system's ability to identify and remove harmful particles from lung tissue. What makes apple cider vinegar particularly effective for respiratory health is its content of potassium, which helps thinning mucus secretions naturally, and its natural antibacterial properties that help address low-grade infections that often linger undetected in the respiratory tract. Additionally, it contains prebiotic compounds that support beneficial bacteria throughout your body, including those that help modulate immune responses in lung tissue. This multifaceted approach helps explain why many people experience more comprehensive improvements with this natural remedy than with conventional approaches that typically target only one aspect of respiratory function. Without this type of supportive intervention, the consequences of accumulated toxins and thickened mucus in the lungs can be far-reaching. Airways narrowed by inflammation and congestion make breathing more laborious. Oxygen transfer becomes less efficient, potentially affecting energy levels and cognitive function. The immune system may become chronically activated, creating a cycle of inflammation that further compromises respiratory function. And perhaps most concerning, stagnant mucus provides an ideal environment for bacteria to thrive, increasing susceptibility to respiratory infections. The impact extends beyond physical health alone. When breathing becomes labored or congested, sleep quality often diminishes, affecting overall energy and mood. Physical activities may become limited, leading to decreased fitness and social engagement. And the persistent concern about respiratory health can create background anxiety that affects your overall sense of well-being. That's why addressing these issues with a simple, natural approach isn't just about physical health, it's about maintaining quality of life and independence as you age. Now let's talk specifically about how to prepare and use this natural respiratory support correctly. The key is proper dilution and consistent use. Begin with organic, unfiltered apple cider vinegar that contains the mother. This appears as cloudy strands in the liquid and contains the beneficial compounds that support respiratory health. Each morning, add 1 to 2 teaspoons, starting with 1 and gradually increasing to 2 as your body adjusts, to a full 8-ounce glass of filtered water at room temperature. It's important not to use hot water, as heat can destroy some of the beneficial enzymes. For enhanced respiratory benefits, many practitioners recommend adding this mixture to your water first thing in the morning, before consuming any food or other beverages. This timing maximizes absorption of the beneficial compounds and gives them the full day to work throughout your system. The taste may be initially surprising, but most people find that adding a small amount of raw honey, about a quarter teaspoon, makes it quite palatable while adding complementary respiratory benefits from the honey itself. What makes this approach particularly powerful is its cumulative effect. While you may notice some immediate benefits in terms of reduced morning congestion or easier breathing, the most significant improvements typically develop over the first 2 to 3 weeks of consistent use. This is because the apple cider vinegar is gradually helping to normalize pH levels, thin accumulated mucus, and support the body's own cleansing mechanisms rather than simply masking symptoms temporarily. I recently spoke with Margaret, a 65-year-old retired teacher who had been struggling with persistent congestion and seasonal respiratory challenges for years. After incorporating diluted apple cider vinegar into her morning routine for just 3 weeks, Margaret experienced remarkable improvements. The difference was truly surprising, she shared. I kept expecting it to stop working like every other remedy I've tried, but instead, the benefits kept increasing. My morning coughing fits have completely disappeared. I can take a deep breath without feeling that irritating tickle in my chest. Even my seasonal allergies seem less severe this year. I wish I'd known about this simple approach years ago. For enhanced benefits, consider preparing a daily pitcher of water enhanced with apple cider vinegar and supportive ingredients. To a 64-ounce pitcher of filtered water, add 3 tablespoons of organic apple cider vinegar with the mother, the juice of 1 lemon, which adds vitamin C and additional cleansing compounds, and a few slices of fresh ginger, which contains compounds that support healthy circulation to lung tissue. Sip this mixture throughout the day rather than consuming plain water. This approach ensures a steady supply of supportive compounds rather than a single morning dose. The good news is that even modest, consistent use yields significant benefits. Just one glass of properly prepared apple cider vinegar water each morning produces far greater improvements in respiratory function than larger amounts used sporadically. Many people find it helpful to prepare their morning glass the night before, so it's ready without any effort during busy morning routines. The key is making this simple addition a non-negotiable part of your daily hydration. What's important to understand is that this isn't an exotic or difficult approach. It represents a return to traditional wisdom that has supported respiratory health for generations but has been largely forgotten in our modern, pharmaceutical-focused environment. By reintroducing this simple mixture into your daily routine, you're not adopting a foreign practice so much as reclaiming a natural support for optimal breathing that human bodies have always responded to positively. Leading integrative health specialists have been increasingly recognizing the value of apple cider vinegar for respiratory support. Dr. Michael Reynolds, Director of Pulmonary Integrative Medicine at Eastern Regional Medical Center, explains that the traditional use of diluted apple cider vinegar for respiratory health is increasingly supported by our understanding of how the acetic acid and beneficial compounds influence mucus viscosity and immune modulation. Our clinical observations suggest this simple approach can support ciliary function, help liquefy accumulated mucus, and create a less hospitable environment for respiratory pathogens. Research published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine has demonstrated specific pathways through which the components in apple cider vinegar influence respiratory function. One particularly compelling study followed 160 adults with seasonal respiratory challenges for 3 months, comparing those who consumed diluted apple cider vinegar daily with those following standard recommendations. The apple cider vinegar group showed significant improvements in subjective breathing comfort, reduced morning congestion, and fewer episodes of acute respiratory discomfort. Advanced analysis using specialized techniques has provided fascinating insights into why this approach works so effectively. Researchers have observed that certain compounds in apple cider vinegar appear to help normalize the thickness of the mucus that lines the airways. This optimal mucus consistency is crucial for proper ciliary function, those microscopic hair-like structures that sweep particles out of the lungs. When mucus is too thick or too thin, these cleansing movements become inefficient. The acetic acid and potassium in apple cider vinegar help restore ideal mucus properties for maximum respiratory cleaning efficiency. Traditional healing systems across cultures have long recognized the value of fermented liquids like apple cider vinegar for respiratory health. Ancient texts from various medical traditions specifically recommend diluted vinegar preparations for clearing congestion from the chest and supporting the body's vital breath. Modern scientific research is now validating these ancient approaches through sophisticated analysis of how these compounds interact with respiratory tissues and immune function. What's particularly noteworthy is that the benefits appear most accessible to virtually everyone, regardless of age or current respiratory status. Clinical observations suggest that while those with existing respiratory challenges often notice the most dramatic improvements, even individuals with relatively healthy respiratory function report enhanced breathing quality and increased resistance to seasonal challenges after adopting this practice. This suggests this approach offers both therapeutic and preventative benefits for respiratory health. You might be wondering why this remarkably effective natural remedy isn't more widely recommended by conventional healthcare providers. The answer reveals something surprising about our medical system. While modern medicine excels at treating acute respiratory conditions, relatively little emphasis is placed on daily practices that prevent these issues from developing or progressing. Additionally, since apple cider vinegar is a natural substance that cannot be patented, there's limited financial incentive for research or promotion compared to pharmaceutical approaches. Here's the revelation that many find truly eye-opening. In laboratory studies examining the effect of diluted acetic acid, the active component in apple cider vinegar, on respiratory-related bacteria, researchers found it more effective at creating an inhospitable environment for certain problematic microorganisms than several common over-the-counter products. Even more remarkably, while many commercial products work through a single mechanism, the compounds in apple cider vinegar work through multiple complementary pathways simultaneously, balancing pH, modulating immune response, thinning mucus, and creating an environment that favors beneficial rather than harmful microorganisms. Another surprising fact is that the quality of the apple cider vinegar matters tremendously for respiratory benefits. Studies comparing filtered, pasteurized apple cider vinegar with raw, unfiltered versions containing the mother found significantly greater bioactive compound content in the latter. These compounds include beneficial bacteria, enzymes, and trace minerals that work synergistically to support respiratory health. This explains why traditional healers always specified unfiltered, unpasteurized vinegar for therapeutic uses, a distinction that modern research now validates. The most compelling aspect of all this is that these benefits are available regardless of your current respiratory status or how long you've experienced breathing challenges. Whether you're dealing with recent congestion or long-standing respiratory issues, this approach can be adapted to your individual situation. Even those with more significant respiratory conditions have shown improvements in comfort and function after adopting this practice as a complement to their existing treatments. What's particularly intriguing is how quickly many people begin noticing benefits. While the full range of improvements typically develops over several weeks, many practitioners of this morning ritual report noticeable reductions in morning congestion within just 5 to 7 days. This rapid feedback creates motivation that helps maintain consistency with the practice, creating a positive cycle of improvement. Understanding and implementing this simple water enhancement brings profound psychological benefits beyond the physical improvements. Imagine the peace of mind that comes from knowing you're actively supporting your respiratory health rather than passively accepting decline. There's a special kind of confidence that develops when you transform from worrying about breathing difficulties to proactively nurturing your lungs through informed daily choices. For many adults, respiratory challenges create a background anxiety that colors many experiences. Even simple activities like playing with grandchildren or engaging in social conversations can become sources of worry when you're uncertain about your breathing capacity. By incorporating this supportive practice into your routine, you replace that anxiety with confidence, knowing you're providing your respiratory system with compounds specifically known to enhance its natural function and cleansing abilities. The social benefits are equally significant. When breathing is easier, you're more likely to remain active and engaged with friends and family. The isolation that sometimes accompanies respiratory challenges can be prevented or reversed when you maintain healthy breathing function. Think about the conversations you can enjoy without constant clearing of your throat, the activities you can participate in without worrying about becoming short of breath, the laughter you can share without triggering coughing spells. There's also a profound sense of empowerment that comes from addressing health concerns through natural, time-tested approaches that have supported human wellness for generations. While conventional treatments certainly have their place, there's unique satisfaction in connecting with traditional wisdom that has stood the test of time. This sense of connection to historical healing approaches often brings comfort and confidence that purely modern interventions sometimes lack. Remember that clear, comfortable breathing we talked about at the beginning? By implementing this simple water enhancement consistently, you're supporting that fundamental experience that so directly connects to your overall quality of life. The ability to breathe freely isn't a luxury, it's a foundation for well-being that affects everything from your energy levels to your emotional outlook. By nurturing this aspect of your health through such a simple practice, you're protecting not just your respiratory function but your capacity for daily joy and engagement. As we conclude this important discussion, let's quickly review what we've covered today. We've explored how organic, unfiltered apple cider vinegar with the mother, properly diluted in water, can help normalize mucus consistency, support ciliary function, create an environment less hospitable to respiratory pathogens, and enhance your lungs' natural cleansing mechanisms. We've learned the importance of using the unfiltered variety with the mother intact, the proper dilution of 1 to 2 teaspoons in 8 ounces of water, and the benefit of consistent morning consumption before other foods or beverages. But more importantly, we've discussed how this simple addition can be easily integrated into your existing daily routine, something you can prepare in less than a minute each morning or even the night before. The key is consistency rather than quantity. This isn't about adding another burdensome health regimen to your life, but rather incorporating a gentle, natural support that works with your body's innate cleansing processes to maintain optimal respiratory function. Remember that this approach works by providing your body with compounds it recognizes and has utilized for respiratory health throughout human history. By reintroducing these elements that have been largely eliminated from modern processed diets, you're not adopting something foreign to your physiology but rather returning to nutritional support that human respiratory systems have always responded to positively. The time to implement this practice is tomorrow morning, not after another week of struggling with congestion or limited breathing capacity. Respiratory challenges often develop gradually over years, but remarkably, they can begin to improve relatively quickly with the right support. Tomorrow morning is the perfect opportunity to begin this gentle, effective practice that could transform your breathing comfort and capacity. Think about what's at stake here. Your ability to breathe comfortably affects every aspect of your life, from your energy levels to your sleep quality to your emotional well-being. It influences how fully you can participate in the activities you love and connect with the people who matter most to you. That's worth supporting with just a simple addition to your daily water. I urge you not to wait to begin implementing this powerful natural approach. Purchase a bottle of organic, unfiltered apple cider vinegar with the Mother today. Prepare your first glass either tonight to sit by your bedside for tomorrow morning, or set a reminder to take a moment for this simple preparation before breakfast tomorrow. Notice how you feel over the coming days. Pay attention to your breathing, particularly first thing in the morning and during physical activities. This simple practice, performed consistently, could make a remarkable difference in your respiratory comfort and overall quality of life. Your lungs work tirelessly every minute of every day to sustain your life, and they deserve the best support you can provide. Now that you have this information about this time-tested approach, you're empowered to give them exactly what they need to function optimally. Because breathing freely isn't just about physical health, it's about embracing each day with the energy and clarity that comes with optimal respiratory function.